Welcome back. Coming up this week, a very exciting film is going to be screened as part of the Kamloops Film Society's Spring Film Series. It's called Dawson City, Frozen in Time. I watched the trailer twice this morning because it is so interesting. Terry Ann, Tom, thanks for being back again this week to talk to us about this film, and you're going to start us off.
Yes, thank you for having us. Bill Morrison is a New York filmmaker, and he has taken many years to make this film, and it is based on a treasure trove of footage that was uncovered during an excavation process way up north, in Dawson City, building an ice rink. Basically, they were doing some excavation over what was originally an old pool. Somebody in the city had spearheaded an event to build this pool, and then when the pool was no longer usable, I guess they had decided to fill it. And one of the things they filled it with was all of this really old film stock that had piled up in the community, because Dawson City was the end point for newsreels and two-reelers and old movies that were shipped along the route all the way up north for people living there to see what was going on in the rest of the world. And it was such a long journey to get up there that in many cases, many years had passed since some of these newsreels had been made, but people were, of course, still very, very excited to see them. And but over time, they sort of became an albatross. What do you do with all of these films? So some of them were thrown in the river, and many of them were used to fill in this old pool when they decided they were going to fill it in. And then in '78, when they went to build this ice rink and they uncovered it, they discovered all of these films underneath the permafrost, where they'd been preserved for the most part with some water damage, and they were collected and lovingly restored. And for a while there was quite an excitement around this. And then, you know, as the years went by, people started forgetting the history again. So Bill Morrison decided it was time to remind people about about these films, and to place them in time and place them in history, and also add his spin around what he believes the power of these old films actually have, which is the closest thing we have to time travel. So it's pretty exciting to watch this footage.
Yeah. We have the trailer. Let's take a look at it, and then Tom will talk to you while we're looking at the second half of it.
This is fascinating. These are World Series shots from 1917 and 1919. In Canada, just getting a hold of these videos is fascinating, huh?
It was an incredible story.
So, as you mentioned, Terry Ann, at the end of the 19th century there, 40,000 people living there because of the gold rush. So they brought these films in to entertain people, probably not the best climate there, 12 months of the year. And then they were dumped after, Tom, and found like hundreds of years later.
Yeah, and what's interesting, and I'm sure this is what piqued Bill Morrison's, the director's, interest, was some of these films, there were no other copies in existence in the world. And so for film historians, this is an incredible find. It speaks to the early years of the media. You know, we're so used to films now, but these are audiences who were living a very hard-scrabble kind of life, trying to make ends meet, and they're captivated by this wonderful new technology that opens the world to them in amazing ways. And so this documentary explores some of those themes of what it means to be exposed to a brand new technology in a completely different environment. And I think what's really fascinating is that this is a story that, it's a Canadian story, you know, from the Yukon, but it has repercussions throughout the world of film. And so you get a New York director just fascinated with this, and as Terry Ann says, working for years on developing this documentary. So we're really excited to be able to show it on Thursday.
Absolutely. I think we're fairly close to out of time. This is one of these films you don't want to miss. If you have any interest in history, the history of film, the effect that media has on the film industry, it's pretty cool. It's going to be a great opportunity for people to come and check this out. 7 o'clock. Dawson City Frozen Time, Paramount Theatre, of course, tickets online at Movie Mart or in person. If you would like to get some tickets, you should probably get them sooner than later. I suspect this will be a busy one.
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you for being here, the both of you.
Thank you for having us.
All right, and the spring film series continues on. We'll have Terry Ann and Tom joining us again next week as we check out the next film that's a part of the series. We're back after a quick break. Stay with us.